So these are some old pictures that I would just take outside of the house because there was a lot of targeting going on. And this one is where I just took it out from the front porch. That's my car right out there. I'm showing you that there's like beam of light. Took a picture the next morning and there's no street lights or anything. It was just projecting down. I don't know where from. But these are kind of like the tricks or the plays with things that happen. Here's another one where it's just, you just have all this, I don't know what it is. It's just all these like streams of energy. Make it be the weapons that are using. I have no idea, but it starts doing that. See again, my car. And this was in another location. And usually I go outside because it gets to be, or I was smoking, but the targeting gets really bad, so I'll go outside with the camera and just start taking pictures. Here's another one that's weird because you see the beam down here, but if you really start going in, so I think they play around with holograms and projections of images through those, whatever, the rays or the beams. If you start getting closer, you can almost see the image of a person right there, like in a helmet. So it's probably the tree, it's probably just a trick of light, but it's like there's an image. And then if you start scrolling back, it's almost like the person is sitting in a chair. But they always have sunglasses on. I can't find the other one. And this was just taken off from the porch of another residence, but the targeting was really bad. So again, and then you just you see the beam of light. So I think they do play with holograms, and they try to mess with your mind. So if you kind of look, I mean, it's probably a play of lights. If you go closer, it probably looks like the tree, almost, but then it almost looks like a face with sunglasses right there. And it's like blends in with the tree, but you almost have a distinct image of someone, like sitting in a chair or a throne or something. And then when you keep scrolling out, what you have is this beam of light. So then I'll give you another one. And this was also taken on the porch. Now this one, there's no, I don't even think it was foggy out that night. It's just when I took the picture, these images started showing up. Looks like a little child or some weird thing on a, I have no idea, but it was just, this was the image that came out of it when I was taking the picture. So I don't know what that is. I mean, it's probably just a play of light or something. Now this one was taken in 2008 when I was in Naples, Italy. And this one is really the most disturbing of all because this was a fountain in Naples, and the battery was going out on the camera, and it started taking an image, or I mean, this is the image that came out of it. So I'm sure it was a play of lights or whatever. When we start getting closer, you almost see an image of a human face, or like there where it looks like almost like some gladiator or something. But this was a fountain in Italy, Naples. Now you go down here, and you start seeing, this is that little round thing that looks like a spaceship is really the, but now look at this image here that showed up in the camera. I mean, it was distinctive that was coming out. So I was like, how did this come, and there's no, the fountain doesn't have these images on it. This is just what came out of my picture. So I think I have a better one of this one here. So see, this showed up in a picture that I was taking of a fountain near the town center in Naples, Italy. So I think they either play with images or they mess with your mind. It could be a play of lights. But it seems kind of odd that this picture would show up like that. And then, see, this is what the image looked like. And this one's really kind of weird. And then, I think here's a better picture of all of it. I can go back some. But how could a image of a fountain have all this stuff coming out of it? And so this was captured on my camera. It's the most bizarre thing. Because it almost looks like a gladiator face, but I'm sure it's a play of light. But when you really start coming in closer, right there, you could almost see the image of a man's face. Or if you look at it like that, it kind of looks like a gladiator, face of a gladiator. But then you get closer. Let me see if I can get it any closer. So sometimes when I take pictures, this weird stuff comes up on it, and I have no idea why it shows up on my camera. But it could be because these assholes are playing with, they call them holograms and shit like that. But that's one of the most bizarre, because these almost look like snakes right here. And that looks like like some monk or something like that, trying to like fend off that thing right there. It's like telling its own story. Maybe I could bring it in some. Let me see. Let's see if I can bring it in some so we can get a better image of it and get it bigger. See? You get really close to it. Now look at that image there. Isn't that bizarre? So that's what came out of my camera in Naples, Italy. And it was probably just the play of light. But I've never seen light that could capture an image so accurately, or whatever it was. I didn't know that's what took the picture. I always thought I took this picture of this really pretty fountain with lights in it. So let me reduce the size. Let me bring it over some. So it was really bizarre, because I was trying to figure out what the hell's going on over here. When I looked at it, and I said, you know, you could actually see stuff in here. Maybe it's my eyes that could pick up on it. But that's pretty much what it looks like. So that's a fountain in Naples, but there were no images that were there. It was just a fountain with lights, and I was just taking a picture. So there you can see it's there, but it's when you get further away, you start seeing an actual image of something. And then right there, but then first I was like, that looks like a gladiator head or some funky looking skeletal thing. But then when we started getting closer, hey, maybe that was Berlusconi because he was in town. He was in Naples the night I was there. The whole newly elected Italian government was in Naples that night. So I thought that that was pretty bizarre because it captured on my camera. Let me see if I can reduce it one more. I guess that's the better way to capture it. So that was supposed to be a fountain in Naples, Italy, and then this is what showed up in the camera. So every now and then you can capture some weird things, play a light. Or it could be those holograms because these assholes are using holograms as well. So that was Naples, Italy, 2008. May 21st, 2008. I call it the ghost in the fountain, really. I thought that was pretty bizarre. So, that's kind of a picture. I guess you could see it there. And then that's the longer picture of it. And then I think you have the big picture. Is that the big picture of it? And then you have the picture of that thing, whatever it was. It's like a play of light, but it kind of looks like a skeletal. As you go closer. So, hey, that looks like Berlusconi's face. But it looks like the monk is trying to ward him off. So that's the kind of shit that these fucking assholes keep doing to mess with my cameras and my electronics and stuff.